The one that everybody so ignorantly calls Jesus is not a Caucasian, but he is a dark-skinned man with white woolly hair. And the scriptures prove that. In fact, I'm just going to bring that out, because a lot of people have been brought up in this image of Cesare Borgia, which, you can look him up and you know that the guy, had incest with his sister and was a very evil man, and that the Borgias were a very wicked family, the first mafia family. But it says right here in Revelation chapter 1 verse 13, in the midst of the seven candlesticks, one like unto the Son of Man, clothed with a garment down to the foot, and girt about the paps with a golden girdle. Do any of these depictions of Cesare Borgia show him with a golden girdle? No, not at all. Or with a garment down to the feet? No. His head and his hairs were white like wool. Do any of these depictions of Cesare Borgia show him with hair white like wool? Absolutely not. As white as snow, and his eyes were as a flame of fire, and his feet were like unto fine brass as if burned in a furnace. And again, that's talking about him being a dark-skinned man with white woolly hair. Why do you think Esau made those movies, Bruce and Evan Almighty, depicting the Most High to have white woolly hair and to be a dark-skinned man? Because Esau knows that that the Son of Man, in fact, had white woolly hair, and that his real name would be a Hebrew name, Yahweh Shai. So it doesn't take you very long to figure out that Jesus and Yahweh Shai are really two different people, as in one exists and one doesn't exist. The one that they call Jesus, which means blessed, they're calling Cesare Borgia the Blessed One. That's Esau pretending that he is God, sitting in the temple as if he were God. But, it goes back to the garden, where he says, you shall be like God. And that's what Esau has done, very cleverly. But, he can't fool the elect even if he tried. Because the elect of Yasha-Allah are going to know the names of the Father and the Son, Yahweh and Yahweh Shai. That's why we don't teach the names of God or Jesus Christ. We teach the names of Yahweh and Yahweh Shai. Because it's an entirely different image. We're trying to clear your mind of the old images that came from the Roman Catholic Church, which are run by the Edomites. Cesare Borgia is not the true image. It's not the biblical image. That's why you see a lot of us showing you that he's the devil. That this is not the biblical image. If it was more than me up here, we'd have these signs up. But it's just me holding this for now, until this thing grows. But I've known for a while, though, that it's like, and I figured it out, people that go to churches, so-called churches, they aren't going there to actually seek out the Lord's face. Some do, but for the most part, they're not. They're going there because they are wicked, evil doers. They are just looking for recompense, to be reconciled unto, pretty much to feel good about themselves. But you see, they don't want to undo this. They just want to be told once saved, always saved, which is why this has lasted for so long. Well, it's okay, you are forgiven. Jesus saves, That's the big one, being saved. Once saved, always saved, And pretty much, Louis Farrakhan, for instance, he just came out recently, and he told you that Islam was a fraud. That he was that he had lied, and that Christianity is a white man's religion. Yeah, it's the worship of the so-called white man, Cesare Borgia, the Borgia family, which are really the Rockefellers and Rothschilds. Esau pretended to be God. Do you see? It's all coming out now. Even in them rap battles, you have Jakes now coming out and declaring that they're Israelites. It's happened 2 or 3 times now. It's hitting mainstream. They're not being shut up anymore. This thing has hit mainstream because we're on 34th and Broadway, meaning that we're on Times Square. So again, it's time to come out and to testify. And that's what I am, a witness. The testimony against Esau, the so-called white man, who has been controlling this thing for a very long time. And of course, prayers go out to our camp that's in Houston. You know, that's a very strong camp. You know, Esau tried to bring charges against them to say that, you know, and they changed the video to GMS takes the advice, you know, but they tried to say that, you know, that GMS Houston tried to, had pretty much raped a 14-year-old. And these are false accusations. But Esau's trying to bring this thing down, but yet we're bringing him down. Which is why they took down my original 2 channels, but I'm back up. What, did you think I was just going to put my tail between my legs and walk away? The worst thing ever is when they get people like me testifying against the so-called white man, because it destroys their establishment. It destroys their narrative of the black Hebrew Israelites. Because we're not all going to look black. We're not all going to look Latino. We're not all going to look Native American. But we are coming together as a nation and declaring that the word of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai is going to rain down on this place. He's going to come down on this place very hard, and he is. You know, the eclipse, and of course, a judgment came. But also, the Day of Atonement is drawing nigh, you know. So, you know, definitely, you know, just, what does atonement mean? Judgment. Well, we already seen a judgment fall, but a lot of this judgment's going to come against the 2/3, because they have either heard this word and just been quickly to ignore it, just passed it by. You know, we're telling you you're living a lie, that everything you've been told has been a lie. You're seeing that, but you still just want to go out and party all the time, have fun, and hang out with the so-called white man. You still want to go to your clubs. You still want to hang out at the gay bar. You want to hang out with these evil sodomites. You know, you want them there. You know, you don't want to stand out against anything. You don't want to stand for anything anymore. That's why 2/3 of you are going to be destroyed, along with the Edomites. You know, and it's happening. You know, the Son of Man, Yahweh Shai, has put his spirit upon the people to come out. These dry bones now live. You know, and you know, a lot of us that come into this truth, we do want to share it with our families, with our friends, and what happens? We get laughed at. Well, this thing wasn't for them anyways. If 2/3 of our people are going to be destroyed, do you really think it was for our parents or our family? For our loved ones? No, man. This really was for the elect. The elect is only 1/3. And the 144,000, the 12 tribes. It wasn't for the wicked. It never was. We're here to condemn the wicked for their evil doings. To come down on this place, Babylon the Great, America, and tell everybody that this place is about to be destroyed. Don't be engaging in Babylon's activities, you know. But go out here and teach, you know. Teach. Babylon is fallen, is fallen. That great city that sitteth on many waters. Because America has been going down for quite a while. You know, that's why jobs are decreasing. You know, the prices are plummeting down. Gas prices are outrageous, you know. A week's work and you're still behind on bills. You still got foreclosures coming. Because this whole place is about to be taken down. And it's the Edomites that are doing it. If the Edomites can do this to their own, how much more do they hate you Jakes, you 2/3? You know, but the Most High is going to take care of his people, just like he's taking care of his people right now in Houston. And the areas there. Of course he is. Because we're not going to go to the FEMA centers. You know, we know that what them places plan to do. And we're not going to take that microchip, that RFID implant. We don't believe in his images, and we definitely sure as fuck don't want his fucking health care. His fucking health care could fucking die. You know? The moment that I heard about Obamacare, and that, you know, the implement of the mark of the beast was in the bill, you know, but they had to pass the bill to find out what was in it. I said, fuck health care, you know? Because we're all going to die anyways. Well, at least 2/3 will. And of course, Babylon the Great's going to be destroyed anyways. But the fact is, though, is that, no, I ain't taking that microchip. Fuck that. You know, why would I give them any control? You know? But you see, that microchip has always been the plan all along. The UPC 666 was the very start of this, you know? That UPC barcode would be on everything, 666, the number of a man. And we know that whosoever receiveth the mark of his name, that implant, shall suffer the cup of wrath of indignation, which is poured without mixture. You know, that hellfire and brimstone messages that you heard earlier on? We're really talking about the lake of fire, which is the thermonuclear missiles that are coming against it. Hell, we're in hell right now. Hell is when you're not in the kingdom. We're not in the kingdom of Yashahala. We've been exiled from it, you know, because we weren't keeping the law, statutes, and the commandment. But a remnant of us would come back. That's what them dry bones are. So we live once again, prophesying the downfall of Babylon the Great, America, and pretty much to declare that we came back as his people, that we come back as his nation, you know, keeping the law, statutes, and commandments. Stop eating pork. Stop eating catfish. Stop eating, you know, all these abominable foods, because Esau lied to us, you know. Pretty much Christianity is nothing but replacement theory. It's replacement theory that the Israelites are done away with, and that now everybody can come into the fold, you know, under the false identity of Cesare Borgia, who they call the blessed anointed Jesus Christ. You know, that everybody can come into this fold. But no. The one that they call Jesus Christ is really a black man with white woolly hair, and he came to save that of which was lost. Well, who was lost? The people that had been scattered and abroad among the four quarters of the earth. Those are the ones that are lost. He came to save the elect of his people, the whosoever. That's who he was talking about in John 3:16. The elect of his people, the whosoever, shall believeth in him. That means that shall come back to him and keep the law, statutes, and commandments that we were given. These law, statutes, and commandments were not given to the heathen, to all these other so-called nations. They were only given to Yashaala, Israel. So only the Israelites could come back, could be reconciled through Yahweh Shai, the one that they call ignorantly Jesus Christ. The real blessed anointed is Yahweh Shai. And our people need to wake up to it and stop worshiping the false image of Cesare Borgia. Get out of them churches now. But maybe before that, confront your pastor. It's like, well, why is it that Revelation chapter 1 through 14 through 17 depict him as being a black man with white woolly hair? Why are all these other images of Cesare Borgia holding Illuminati signs up? You know, I thought that he stands up for righteousness. Why would he stand with the Illuminati? And most of all, why would he be with them Zionists who call themselves Jews in Israel? You know, that are running the Israeli state today, which was really an American setup, you know, because the Amalekites, which are the Khazars, were really over here first, and then they went over there. They invaded that land because the whole Israeli state was really just nothing more than American imperialism. And it was just showing their superiority, you know, showing that they could, and that, you know, it was to destabilize the Middle East, to run everything, you know, and then the petrodollar would come out of that. But also that League of Nations, which eventually became United Nations, you know, the 7 heads and 10 horns that make up the beast, you know, the second beast, which is often referred to as the false prophet, the false prophecy, the prophecy that everybody could come into the fold. But no, he's not dealing with you Edomites. He's not a Caucasian. He's not an Edomite. This is blasphemy. And our people that still want to worship that are blasphemers. That's why 2/3 are going to be destroyed. So it's time to come out of those 501c3 churches. Get out while you still got time. Get out of Babylon the Great, because this place will be consumed by nuclear fire. And we're just seconds away from that happening. You know, we're closer and closer to that day. The day of the Lord, they call it. And it's going to be a day of nuclear wrath. The presence of the holy angels, those who worship the beast and the false prophet, aka those that worship Babylon, that worship this Babylonian system. And whosoever receiveth the mark of his name. Once you receive that mark in your right hand, your forehead, you're fucked. You know, you're pretty much an Edomite at that point, because they've got you under control. Well, I'd rather die than give them control. You know, and you know, we're all gonna die anyways. But I'd rather take a chance on being beamed up. But if I must die, I'd rather die for a noble cause instead of being a goddamn sellout like IUIC, like ISUPK, sellout to so-called white man. You know? Again, you are the cowardly that are spoken of in Revelation chapter 20, and you're going to be dealt with very soon.